Hey guys, I am back with The Summoning by Kelley Armstrong, and this one is about a girl who, well, let's just face it, she sees ghosts. And not the super cool Casper type ghosts. If you ever seen The Ghost Whisperer, she sees ghosts like Melinda originally sees ghosts. Like how they first appeared to her, how they passed away. So that is terrifying to a 15-year-old girl who only wants a normal life and to grow up to be a movie director. That comes with complications, such as she sees a ghost in school. And this ghost is terrifying, like super terrifying. And she gets into that flight or fight thing when she gets captured by one of the teachers, and it's not pretty. So that incident gets her put in a group home for teenage issues. She's with these kids who all have problems, and day one they want to slap a label on her without even, okay, so this is the incident that got you here, this is your diagnosis, let's fix this problem. And that's not the problem she's having. So fixing a non-existent problem is a problem of its own, because this girl our girl Chloe here is what they call a necromancer. Yeah, who tells her to even think of looking in this direction? Yeah, the bad boy of the group home, Derek. And this is another series, a trilogy, that you cannot read alongside A Shade of Vampire. You don't do it, because this Derek and this Derek, okay, so this Derek is King of the Vampires, right? Sorry, side right now. This Derek turns out to be a werewolf with a foster brother who is a sorcerer. So what the what? I'm just saying. Do not read this alongside this, because this, same name, two totally different people. And I understand two totally different people because two totally different people actually wrote these books, but like, it can get confusing. So if you decide to read this, it's an amazing book and I love it, which is why I am rereading it. And let me know what you think in the comments. But do not read it alongside this. If you read this, let me know what you think in the comments as well. But this is going to get its own review when I am finished with it. Back to this one. So she ends up in a group home with other kids with problems, and one of these kids is a half monster. It's not an angel, so if you can, not an angel, it's the half other thing. So, and she gets transferred, this half other thing gets transferred out of their house because, again, incidents happen, and I'm just saying. But there is one girl who seems like she's not normal, but she has what seems to be normal problems. She's not a sorceress. She's not a necromancer. She's not a half anything. She's not a she-wolf. She is attention seeking, essentially, or that's what we think anyway. So there's one semi-normal person in this entire group home, and yeah, that is a problem, because what in the world is she if she is there? Because the grown-ups, I'm telling you, all of these children are clueless, but these grown-ups know. They know what's going on with everybody, because they're the ones in charge, and they are not the good guys. They want to cure everybody in the group home of their diseases. So we take it upon ourselves to get the heck out of here and go to someone we actually trust. And the someone that we actually trust is someone who is in the know of the supernatural world, but also knows at least a couple of these kids, because it is Simon's dad. And Simon's dad took in Derek. They are true foster brothers. And Chloe, and there is a girl who likes to play with flames. We'll say it that way. And she comes along to find Simon's dad, because at this point in time, Simon's dad is missing. We don't know where he is or when he will be back, and that is a problem because we are in danger now. So we need backup and trustworthy adult now. So we go off and we try to find said adult now, and that's where I left off in this book. So it is a really good read. I am thoroughly enjoying it. If you pick it up and read it, let me know what you think in the comments. If there are any other books you want me to review, leave those in the comments as well. And for now, it is off to finish the last like 10 pages of this book, and then it's off to book 2, The Awakening, I believe. Yes, The Awakening. So there's that. It's Awakening by Kelley Armstrong. And in this one, our friends Chloe and the gang have decided that Lyle House is not really safe for them anymore, and all the adults want to do is slap a label on them and cure non-existent diseases that these kids have, or they want them to think they have. So they decide that the best option for them is to go and find Derek and Simon's dad. Well, Simon's dad, Derek's foster dad, and he knows about the supernatural world and is very immersed into it, and never really trusted Lyle House to begin with, or the Edison group. So there's that. We do trust that he has our best interests in mind, so we have every right to go and try to find him, because since we have come to the Lyle House, he's been missing. So this book is all about their adventures all over the place to try to find where Dad is. Yeah. So it's a really, really good book. I want y'all to pick it up and read it, and let me know what you think in the comments. If there are any other books that y'all want me to review, leave those in the comments as well. And as for me, I will be reading live tomorrow morning around 8 or 9 Central Standard Time. The Reckoning, the third book in this series, a trilogy. So this is The Reckoning by Kelley Armstrong, and this is the third installment of the something series. We are still running away from the Edison group, and we run into Andrew. We find Andrew. Andrew is Derek and Simon's dad's friend, and we do trust him with all of the things. But kind of like Aunt Lauren, as soon as we trust somebody, they let us down. Andrew is trying to work out a way to stop the Edison group and kind of disband them, but also he wants to make sure that the kids learn how to control their abilities safely. So he comes up with a few friends of his own to kind of help teach them what to do. And the person who helps Chloe is Margaret, and Margaret is described in the book as your typical grandmother figure. Super sweet, super nice, all the things. And here's where I get suspicious, because lesson one, Margaret takes her to the place where we lay our past relatives to rest. She takes her there and says, you know what, we're going to the very far back corner, and we're going to talk to this one ghost. Okay, if you haven't kept up with any of my other books so far, you know that Chloe being around any sort of body is not a safe thing for her, because without even trying, she raises everything around her. So she could be trying to call Liz for an update on what Liz knows on her side of things, and still raise somebody, 10 feet away. No, we don't go to the place where we lay our relatives to rest to talk to a ghost. No. So that's when I, as the reader, get suspicious, because she doesn't really take our warnings seriously and makes us do it anyway. And that's when things go wrong, and Chloe is so powerful, she kind of opens up the earth. Yeah, that is a problem. And that is when Margaret, our all-powerful, mentor or whatever, gets angry and was like, you know what, you were just trying to show off because I didn't take you seriously. Now just cut it out. Just cut it out and stop. And she's like, but I didn't really do it on purpose. You told me to push as hard as I was comfortable with. So that's on you. And Margaret goes back to Andrew's house and tells Andrew that it's all Chloe's fault. And there's no one in the group that will be able to help her control her powers, and they should just cut their losses to begin with while they can, and all this, that, and the other. And that's when Chloe is so defeated because no one wants to help her. She can't control her powers. She didn't even know, last week that she had any. And it's just a whole big thing. In this one, she also does try to go on a date with Simon because she really likes Simon, and Simon's a really cool guy. And that doesn't, there's nothing there between them. And she kind of tries to let him down easy, but he's still feelings hurt. And every mistake that Chloe makes, summoning in the resting place, breaking Simon's heart, everything Chloe does, Derek yells at her for because he's Derek. But somehow, some way, we get to the nicest side of Derek, and he's not such a bad guy. So yeah, that ends up to be a happy ending there. But we are still on the run from not the Edison group, because we do end up disbanding them. Someone called the Cabal Project. And they make the Edison group look like they're joking around. So that is a problem. And we find out that Tori's mom had an affair with Simon's dad, and they are half siblings. Yeah, half siblings. That was a twist. Tori doesn't know this yet. I'm sure she'll find out at some point, but this is where Chloe's story ends. I will be going back to the Shadian world. I am going to be reading A Shade of Dragon, and we're going to figure out what the Dragon Prince has been up to since Ben started his story. If there are any other books that you want me to read, leave those in the comments, and in the meantime, pick up this book and the two previous books in the series, and let me know what you think about this series in the comments below. Have a great day, guys.